Imagine having a WWE wrestler as your parent. That's the reality for these kids. Randy Orton has a pretty big family. The Viper's first child was born in 2008, a girl named Alana. Orton even tattooed a rose with his daughter's name next to it on his left arm after she was born. Currently, Alana is 15 years old and in high school. She's already somewhat taken after her dad as she's passionate about sports. Perhaps that'll lead to her getting involved in sports entertainment. Randy Orton remarried in 2015 and became the stepfather to 3 boys: Michael, who is 21, Robbie, 19, and Anthony, who is 13. Not a ton is known about Orton's boys, but one of them can give a good RKO. But don't worry, the Viper got his revenge. Randy's 5th and youngest child is a girl named Brooklyn. She's 7 years old and the Apex Predator's 2nd biological kid. Despite being so young, Brooklyn is already building a passion for the wrestling business like her father. AJ Styles has the coolest names for his kids. The Phenomenal One has been a husband since 2000 when he married a school teacher named Wendy. The couple had their first child in 2005 and would have 3 more over the next 9 years. Styles has 3 sons, a Jay who is 18, 16-year-old Avery, and 14-year-old Albie. The WWE superstar also has an 8-year-old daughter named Annie. Now, if you haven't noticed, the first name of all of AJ's kids starts with an A, and AJ Styles' real last name is Jones. Therefore, all 4 of his kids are called AJ. Despite what WWE might say, Akira Tozawa is not married to Tamina. Tozawa actually got married in 2018, but the name of his wife is unknown. The couple welcomed their first child in March 2022, a baby girl. Likewise, Akira's kid's name is unknown as of right now. We all know that Vince McMahon's children are Stephanie and Shane, but what about their kids? Well, Stephanie and the King of Kings Triple H got married in 2003 and have 3 children, all of whom are girls. The oldest is Aurora Rose, whose birth was announced by Vince McMahon on Monday Night Raw.
My granddaughter is far more wealthy than any of you here in this arena already.
Aurora is 17 in 2023 and has been trained to become a wrestler since 2021. However, it is likely that Stephanie and Triple H will encourage her to get a college education first before joining the family business. As for Triple H and Stephanie's other daughters, Murphy Claire is their 2nd oldest at 15 and has expressed interest in fashion. As for the youngest, Von Evelyn, who is 13, she's displayed a fascination with animals, and I'm not talking about Batista. The girls are still very young, but maybe we'll see all 3 of them form a faction in WWE called the Queens. While Triple H and Stephanie have 3 girls, Shane McMahon has 3 boys. His sons are Declan, who is 19, Kenyon, 17, and Rogan, who is 13 years old. Shane's kids have been seen at several WWE shows and even walked out with their dad during his entrance at WrestleMania 32. The oldest, Declan, is currently playing football at Indiana University. Despite that, Declan hasn't ruled out a future in WWE. He would probably be pretty good at it too, because when asked if he watches AEW, Vince McMahon's grandson said, quote, "I don't watch that crap." Since 2017, Baron Corbin has been a married man, and since 2019, Corbin has been a father. The former Constable of Raw has 2 daughters, both of whom are pretty young. Corbin doesn't share a ton about his kids, and it's unknown what their names are. What is clear, though, is Baron Corbin's love for his family. The American Nightmare's daughter has a pretty fitting name. In 2013, Cody got married to WWE announcer Brandy, known at the time as Even Styles. 8 years later, the two had a child, a girl they named Liberty. However, the name didn't have anything to do with Cody's American Nightmare persona. Brandy explained that she and Cody wanted their kid's name to have a connection to Disney. While they were thinking of names, they happened to be standing in Liberty Square in Disney World. The name Liberty stuck, and the rest is history. It's well documented that The Miz and Maurice are husband and wife, and their children have also shared the spotlight. After getting married in 2014, Miz and Maurice had their first child, a girl named Monroe. She's only 5, but Monroe has already been making a name for herself on her parents' reality show, Miz and Mrs. Likewise, the most must-see WWE superstar's 2nd child, Madison, has also been featured on the show. The Miz might be the A-lister, but his kids are definitely the stars. While most WWE wrestlers have kids that are pretty young, Booker T has a son who is 39. When Booker was 19, his girlfriend at the time gave birth to the future Hall of Famer's first child, who was named Brandon. Unfortunately, the father and son had a strained relationship. Brandon ended up getting arrested when he was 21. Booker refused to pay bail, and Brandon resented his father because of it. However, in recent recent years, Booker and his son have slowly rebuilt their relationship. Additionally, Booker T also has 2 other children, twins in fact. In 2010, Booker and his wife Sharmell welcomed a boy named Kendrick and a girl named Kennedy into their family. Now can you dig that, sucka? Chinese wrestler Boa is another member of the WWE roster who is also a father. Boa's not been overly public about his family, but it appears he has 2 children, an older daughter and a younger son. After winning the Cruiserweight Championship, Angel Garza proposed to his girlfriend in the ring, sports journalist Zay Lozano. About half a year later, the two got married, and 2 years later, the couple welcomed their first child. Garza is the father of a 1-year-old girl named Dara. I don't want to put words in Angel Garza's mouth, but I'm sure he would say his daughter is the real Angel. 3 years after making his WWE debut, Undertaker went from being just a dead man to being a father. Undertaker's first child was a son named Gunner. In 2012, Gunner attended Full Sail University, but he wasn't there to get involved with NXT. Instead, the Phenom's son has pursued a career as a video game artist. Today, Gunner is 30 years old and lives in Nashville, Tennessee, where he works for the technology company Concentrix. Later, Undertaker would remarry to a woman named Sarah, who would appear in WWE and become involved in storylines. The dead man Sarah had 2 children, both girls, Chasey and Gracie. In 2023, they are 21 and 18 respectively, but neither one has been very public about their lives. In 2010, The Undertaker got married to his current wife, fellow WWE wrestler Michelle McCool. 2 years later, they had their first child, a daughter named Kaya. She just turned 10 in 2023, but is already learning the ropes of the family business. She was even seen at the Royal Rumble sitting beside her mother. Taker also has a 5th child, an adopted 4-year-old son named Colt. Maybe someday we'll see Kaya and Colt inside a WWE ring carrying on their mom and dad's legacy. In 2020, Angelo Dawkins became a father. Dawkins and his partner welcomed the baby boy into the world in July of that year. One half of the Street Profits hasn't shared his son's name, but judging by Dawkins' social media, he absolutely loves being a father. Imagine having a dad called the Almighty. Well, there are 3 kids who can say they do. Bobby Lashley has been a father since 2005 when he had his first daughter. He later got married to fellow wrestling personality Crystal Marshall, and the couple had a son and daughter together. Lashley's oldest child Kira is 18, his son Miles is 15, and his youngest Naomi is 12. Fitting of a tribal chief, Roman Reigns has a big family. Reigns met his wife while attending school at Georgia Tech. In 2007, the couple welcomed their first child, a baby girl whom they named Joelle. Roman's daughter even appeared alongside him in a public service announcement about fatherhood. In December 2023, Joelle will be celebrating her sweet 16. Like her dad, Joelle is into athletics, so maybe we'll see her in the bloodline someday. Now here's what's wild. Roman has not 1, but 2 sets of twins. In 2016, Roman and his wife welcomed their 2nd and 3rd children at the same time, both of whom were boys. Then, in 2020, Reigns was gifted with 2 more sons. The tribal chief has been pretty private about his boys, but who knows, maybe we'll be seeing all of them in WWE someday. Asuka lives a pretty private life, which is understandable. However, Becky Lynch did share in an interview that the Empress of Tomorrow is a mother. How many children Asuka has is unknown, but you gotta imagine, the master of the Asuka lock would make for a pretty cool mom. Sami Zayn also keeps his family life pretty private, but he has opened up more recently. In 2018, Sami got married, and in 2021, Zayn and his wife welcomed a baby boy. Sami's son is named Rami Sabay Jr., Rami Sabay being Sami Zayn's real name. I guess it would make sense for Zayn's son to be called Sami Zayn Jr. if he ever decides to step into the squared circle. WWE official Adam Pearce has been a married man for over 20 years and has 2 children. Pearce has a 15-year-old son and a 14-year-old daughter. While the retired wrestler hasn't shared if his kids will step into the ring someday, it does look like Adam Pearce's son knows how to swing a bat. It's not a huge shock to anyone that not only are Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch husband and wife, but they're also parents. In December 2020, the couple gave birth to a girl that they named Rux. Rux has already been introduced to the wrestling business, as Becky shared that she sometimes has her daughter with her at WWE shows. The real question though is, if Becky is the man, would that make Rux the son? Another pretty well-known WWE couple is Bianca Belair and Montez Ford. Like Becky and Seth, the 2 are parents, but it's a little different. Ford had 2 children from a previous relationship, a boy and a girl named Liam and Morgan respectively. Once Belair and Ford got married, the EST of WWE became a stepmother. Regardless, it appears the whole family has a strong connection. In 2015, Xavier Woods became a husband when he married a woman named Jess Watson. 2 years later, Woods became a father when he and his wife welcomed a son. Xavier doesn't share much about his family. In fact, it's unknown what his son's name is. We do know that Xavier Woods Jr. will be 6 in 2023, and I gotta imagine that some trombone lessons are in that child's future. Valhalla, formerly known as Sarah Logan, has managed the Viking Raiders since 2022. However, she and Eric had been together for much longer. The two began dating when they joined WWE and got married in December 2018. 2019. A little over 2 years later, Valhalla and Eric had a son, who they named Raymond. The little Viking Raider will turn 3 years old in February 2024 and seems to be already helping out on the family farm. Trish Stratus got married around the same time her WWE career came to an end in 2006. However, Trish and her husband, Ron Fisico, didn't start having children until 7 years later. In 2013, Stratus gave birth to a son named Maximus. Then, in 2017, Trish welcomed a girl to her family named Madison. We'll see if either one of Stratus' kids gets into the ring. But if Maximus decides to become a wrestler, we'll have to rename the chick kick to the dick kick. Both Jimmy and Jey Uso are fathers, and both have exactly 2 kids. Main Event Jey got married in 2015 to his high school sweetheart, Takesha Travis. The couple have 2 sons, Jaycea and Jace. Jey Uso hasn't shared a ton about his kids, but the youngest is 11. Let's just hope they don't have a falling out like their dad and uncle. Speaking of which, Jimmy Uso is married to someone WWE fans are pretty familiar with, Naomi. The two haven't had kids of their own, but Jimmy Uso does have 2 children from a previous relationship. Jimmy and Naomi have a son named Jaden and a daughter named Jayla. Not much is known about Jimmy Uso's kids, but they seem to be around the same age as Jay's. The same year Brock Lesnar made his WWE debut, he also became a father. Lesnar's wife at the time gave birth to twins, a boy named Luke and a girl named Maya. Both of them are 21 now and are attending college. Maya is a volleyball player and track and field athlete at Arizona State University. Luke, on the other hand, attends school in Minnesota and is a 3-time state champion in ice hockey. It was reported that Luke Lesnar is on WWE's radar, so we'll see if the Beast's son makes the jump to wrestling. In addition to Luke and Maya, Brock has 2 other children from his marriage with former WWE star Sable. The first is Turk, who turned 14 in 2023, and the second is Duke, who is 13. Like their stepbrother, Turk and Duke play hockey. Also, if you're worried that Brock is going to spoil his kids, don't.
You know, I got 2 boys, and I want them little bastards to know how to work. So, you know, they ain't getting no free ride.
To find out who every female WWE wrestler is dating or married to, watch this video.